Black waitress pays for homeless man in restaurant. What happens next changes her life forever. What if a single act of kindness, done without expectation or recognition, could not only change your life but also unravel a web of secrets that threatens to destroy everything you've ever known? Tasha Mitchell, 28, navigated the polished floors of Lucille, one of Chicago's most prestigious restaurants, with the ease of someone who'd spent years perfecting the art of invisibility. Her uniform was crisp, her braids neatly pulled back, but the strain in her dark eyes betrayed the toll of her life. Born and raised in Englewood, Tasha had learned early that dreams were a luxury she couldn't afford. Yet, she clung to them anyway, a faint hope of opening her own community center one day, a place where kids like her brother Malik could find a way out of the streets. Malik was 19, and his addiction to opioids had carved a chasm between them. Tasha paid for his rehab stints, only to watch him relapse again and again. Their mother, Diane, was battling diabetes, her medical bills piling up like a cruel joke. Tasha's double shifts at Lucille barely kept them afloat. She was drowning, but she refused to let go of the rope. The restaurant was a world apart from her reality. Patrons in tailored suits and glittering dresses tossed $100 tips like pocket change, while Tasha smiled through their casual slights. "You're so articulate," one woman had said once, as if it were a compliment. Tasha had bitten her tongue, her pride a small price to pay for the paycheck. Tonight was slow, the rain keeping the usual crowd at bay. Tasha leaned against the bar, chatting with her coworker, Javier, a wiry line cook with a quick grin. "You ever think about just walking away?" he asked, wiping down the counter. "Every damn day," Tasha replied, her voice low. "But then what? Malik needs me. Mama needs me. I don't get to quit." Javier nodded, understanding the weight of family. Before he could reply, the front door chime rang. A man shuffled in, his tattered coat dripping onto the marble floor. His face was weathered, his beard streaked with gray. He smelled of the streets, damp and unwashed. The few patrons in the dining room froze, their forks hovering midair. Tasha's manager, Claire, a sharp-faced woman in her 40s, appeared instantly. "Sir, you can't be here," she said, her voice clipped. "This is a private establishment." The man's voice was soft, almost broken. "Just a hot meal, please. I ain't got much, but—" Claire cut him off. "No money, no service. You need to leave." Tasha watched from the bar, her chest tightening. She'd seen people like him before, discarded by a city that didn't care. Something in his eyes reminded her of Malik, the way hope flickered even in the darkest moments. Before she could think, she was moving. "Hold on," Tasha said, stepping forward. She pulled out her tips from the night, $23, barely enough for her bus fare home. "I'll cover it. Give him the soup and a sandwich." Claire's eyes narrowed. "Tasha, that's against policy." "It's my money," Tasha said, her voice steady but firm. She handed the cash to Javier, who nodded and disappeared into the kitchen. The man looked at her, his eyes glistening. "Thank you," he whispered. "Name's John." Tasha nodded, avoiding his gaze. She didn't need thanks. She just needed to do something right in a world that felt so wrong. The next morning, Tasha dragged herself to Lucille for her lunch shift, her body aching from a sleepless night. Malik had come home at 3 a.m., his eyes bloodshot, promising he was getting clean. She didn't believe him, but she didn't have the energy to fight. As she tied on her apron, Claire appeared, her expression unreadable. "Tasha, my office. Now." Tasha's stomach dropped. She followed Claire, bracing for a lecture about breaking policy. Instead, she found a man sitting at Claire's desk, his suit impeccably tailored, his face clean-shaven. It took her a moment to recognize him. John, the homeless man from last night. "Tasha Mitchell," he said, his voice warm but commanding. "I'm John Warren. I owe you an apology." Her mind reeled. "I don't understand." John stood, extending a hand. "I'm not homeless. I'm the founder of the Warren Foundation, a non-profit dedicated to helping those in need. I visit places like this to see who has the heart to make a difference." You passed that test with flying colors. Tasha sank into a chair, her legs weak. Your what? John smiled. Your act of kindness last night wasn't just about a meal. It showed me who you are. I want you to join my foundation as the director of our new community outreach program. The job comes with a salary, benefits, and a chance to change lives. What do you say? Tasha's heart raced. This was everything she'd dreamed of, a way out, a way to make a difference. But something in John's polished demeanor made her pause. Why me? She asked. You don't even know me. I know enough, John said. You're someone who acts when others look away. That's rare. Tasha left the meeting in a daze, the job offer burning a hole in her mind. She called her mother that night, her voice trembling with hope. Mama, this could change everything. For us, for Malik. Diane's voice was cautious but proud. Baby, just make sure it's real. Things that sound too good usually are. Tasha started at the Warren Foundation a week later, trading her waitress uniform for business casual. The office was sleek, all glass and chrome, a far cry from the cramped apartment she shared with Malik and her mother. Her role was to oversee a program providing job training and housing for homeless individuals. The work felt meaningful, but the foundation's inner workings unsettled her. Her first meeting with the board was a wake-up call. The members, mostly wealthy, older white men, spoke of impact metrics and brand visibility, while glossing over the actual people they served. One board member, Richard Hensley, a real estate tycoon with a predatory grin, dismissed a proposal to expand housing. Too costly, he said. We need to prioritize scalable solutions. Tasha pushed back. Scalable doesn't mean anything if people are still on the streets. Richard's smile didn't reach his eyes. You're new, Ms. Mitchell. You'll learn how this works. As weeks passed, Tasha noticed discrepancies. Funds earmarked for housing were redirected to administrative costs. A shelter project she championed was quietly shelved, replaced by a glossy PR campaign. She dug deeper, accessing financial reports late at night. What she found made her blood run cold. Millions in donations were funneled into offshore accounts linked to board members, including Richard. She confronted John in his office, her hands shaking. This foundation is a lie, she said. You're letting these people steal from the folks you claim to help. John's face darkened. It's not that simple, Tasha. The system is messy. To do good, you have to play the game. What game? She demanded. Lying. Stealing. John leaned forward, his voice low. You think I don't know what's happening? I've been fighting this for years. But if I go public, the foundation collapses. Thousands lose what little help we can give. You want to burn it all down. Go ahead. But you'll hurt the people you're trying to save. Tasha left his office, her world tilting. She'd trusted John, believed in his mission. Now she saw the truth. He was complicit, a man caught in a web of his own making. Tasha's investigation deepened, driven by a mix of anger and guilt. She hacked into Richard's email with help from Javier, who'd dabbled in coding before cooking. The emails revealed a bombshell. The foundation was selling personal data of homeless clients to private companies, profiting off their vulnerability. Worse, John had signed off on the deals years ago. Tasha confronted John again, this time with proof. You knew, she said, her voice breaking. You let this happen. John's composure cracked. I was young, Tasha. Naive. I thought I could fix it later. But once you're in, there's no way out. These people, they own you. Who's they? She pressed. John hesitated, then whispered. The board. Richard. They're connected to bigger players. Politicians, corporations. If you expose this, they'll destroy you. And not just your career. Tasha's fear mingled with resolve. She'd spent her life surviving. She wasn't back down now. The annual gala was the foundation's biggest event, attended by Chicago's elite. Tasha was set to give a speech about the outreach program's success. Instead, She saw her chance to act. As she stood at the podium, her heart thundered. The crowd applauded, unaware of the storm coming. She glanced at John, his face was tight with dread. Then she spoke. "Ladies and gentlemen," she began, her voice steady. "I came here to talk about hope. But I can't do that lie tonight. The Warren Foundation has been stealing from the people it claims to help. Millions in donations have been siphoned off. Client data has been sold. I have proof." Gasps rippled through the room. Richard's face turned purple. John buried his face in his hands. Tasha continued, laying out every detail. "I believe in helping people, but not like this. If we don't stand for truth, we stand for nothing." Security moved toward her, but the crowd's outrage drowned them out. Reporters in the audience began typing furiously, the story breaking in real time. The fallout was swift. The foundation collapsed under public scrutiny. Richard and several board members faced charges. John cooperated with authorities, his reputation shattered but his conscience clear. Tasha lost her job, her savings drained by legal fees. Malik relapsed, and Diane's health worsened. The world Tasha had risked everything to change seemed to punish her for it. But she didn't regret it. She started small, volunteering at a local shelter, her dream of a community center still alive. One day, a young woman approached her, eyes bright with gratitude. "You helped my dad get job training," she said. "He's off the streets now." Tasha smiled, tears in her eyes. It wasn't everything, but it was enough. She'd chosen truth over comfort, integrity over survival. And in that choice, she'd found herself. As she walked home through the rain, the city felt different. Not softer, not kinder, but hers. She was still fighting, still dreaming. And for the first time in years, she felt free.